Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Craft here on Be Happy TV. My name is Janice, and for this video, I'll be sharing with you my process on making this Christmas card using different products that you can find on the Be Happy Crafts store. The first thing to do is to prepare a template for our poinsettia flower. I'll be using the Works White 200 GSM cardstock, and I'm just doodling my template by hand like so. Once I'm happy with my doodle, I simply cut them out. Next, I'll be using some Sizzix cardstock. I'll be using the white glitter cardstock, but you can make use of the red cardstock as well to create your poinsettia. I'll also be using some of the fir tree green cardstock for the leaves of my flower. To make our flower, I simply traced my template onto the glittered cardstock, and to save time, I just folded my cardstock into 4 sections and cut them all together. That way I have 4 pieces of the template like so. And I added 2 smaller ones following the same steps. Next, I take my fir tree cardstock and draw a leaf-shaped doodle on it. And then I folded the paper into sections and cut them all together. This way, I have multiple cutouts of the leaf that I drew. Once that's done, I added in a few details onto the petals and the leaves with a scoring tool. Next is to add a bit of color onto my pieces. I'm using some distress spray and a blending brush. I just applied some color close to the center of my flower and just slowly blended in the colors onto my paper. I'm using squeezed lemonade and an antique color to give my flower some character without making it too overpowering. I like my flowers looking more crunchy. I feel like it makes it look more organic. So I'm using this quilling mold papercraft board and these ball molding tools to sculpt the petals. Another trick I use is I wipe on some water onto the paper and fold and twist them like so. Give them a few seconds to dry and you get that instant organic detail onto your petals. All that's left to do is assemble them and layer them on top of each other like so, and add in the smaller pieces as the topmost layer. I then add in some beads onto the center to finish it off, and we're done with our poinsettia. Now it's time to make the card. I'm using Minty Paper's 6x6 Merry Little Christmas paper pad. I'll be using 2 papers from the pad along with the back cover, which I will fussy cut later on. You may also use the matching paper die cuts if you don't feel like fussy cutting, and of course it's more convenient if you want to use these. But before I do that, let's make our base card first. I'm using 2 pieces of Works cardstock and cutting one piece at 6x6 inches, while the other is cut at 6.5 by 6 inches. The second piece will be creased at 6 inches, leaving off the ½ inch as our gluing tab, so we can glue these 2 pieces together. Once I've glued those 2 together, I just trim off any of the excess or misalignments. Then I glue on my pattern paper onto the front. And I cut my second paper at 5.75 by 5.75. I then gave it a bit of a tattered look by running my scissors along the edges and tore off a few areas like so. Now before I glue this onto my base, I want to give it some dimension. So I'm using some of the excess cardstocks earlier and layering them on top of each other. And to help you take full advantage of what you're learning in this video, you can get a 10% discount on some Sizzix and Minty Paper products on Be Happy Crafts PH simply by using the code you see on your screen. That's holiday card making at the checkout. This promo is valid for a limited time only, so go visit www.behappyph.com and start adding to cart. Now it's time to assemble and decorate our card. I've fussy cut all my pieces and I'm using some cheesecloth to add a bit of rustic look to my card. I'm gluing it slightly off center near the bottom right portion of my card and gluing my flower on top of it. At this point, it's all about layering the pieces to make them look cohesive and layering them to provide varying dimensions and simply making them look more interesting. There's really no pattern to this process. I rather just let instinct take its course and finding ways to make my focal point stand out further. Now the card is pretty much done and you can stop from here, but I like to place a lot of interesting pieces to my card, so I added in a few lace fabrics to give it some more details along with these very interesting pearls. I just placed them around my flower and cut off the extras once I'm happy with my design. And this is done. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were able to learn something new here. Be sure to check out more episodes from Be Happy TV. We have a lot more in store for you from all the Be Happy Crafts ambassadors, including yours truly, and be sure to check out the discount promos we provide on every episode. See you next time. Bye!